Hey, my people, it's High Priestess Creole Queen. It's the witching hour, and I'm feeling witchy. And tonight, I'm going to talk to you about Love and Hate Part 2. Race does not affect your magical ability. Now, as you know, it's Black History Month. You know, I made a comment on one of my videos. I think it was the homecoming video where I said, "Stay black. Black is beautiful, and how I love black." What I meant by that was that I love darkness. I love darkness. Darkness is beautiful to me. It was from the darkness that everything was created. And although I am very proud of my African American heritage, I was speaking of creative energy. I was talking about dark energy. Okay. So what I said had nothing to do with race. But I've been sensing some racial tension on some of my posts, and I just wanted to take some time to clear up some misconceptions that people may be having about me. Okay? I am not a part of any Black conscious groups or any group for that matter. I'm not a part of any bullshit race war, nor do I solely stick to African culture and traditions. I don't put myself in a box. I've never said that I was against white people or that white people can't or that they shouldn't practice hoodoo or voodoo. And by me saying that, it does not mean that I'm denying the African American part of me. In order for you to know and understand where I'm coming from, you would have to be a human being, first of all. A human being who has the ability to empathize and put yourself in someone else's shoes. If you are a person who is closed minded and stuck in your own ways, and you refuse to see things from different perspectives, then you are lost. And sadly, you might never come to a place of understanding. But in order to understand my perspective, you would have to pretend that you know what it is like to be me. You see, because I am every shade, and I won't deny any parts of myself to make you comfortable. No. I tell people all the time, I'm gumbo. I represent the culture, the traditions, and the language of my people. Okay, my New Orleans people. That's right. And even though a lot has changed about New Orleans, there is no place like New Orleans in the whole world. And I'm very proud of my New Orleans Creole culture. I am a product of the mix of flavors that are native to New Orleans, Louisiana. And as you all know, I love all parts of myself. And I love all of my roots, from the African to the Native American to the Asian to the European French Creole. I love you. You are me and we are one. Now, a lot of people like to compare me to Marie Laveau. I have never said that I was the next Marie Laveau or that I was trying to be the next Marie Laveau. And I love Marie Laveau, but I'm not her. You see, I'm not her, nor will I ever be Marie Laveau. I give honor to her. I give honor to where honor is due. I give honor to her as I do all spirits that are unique and native to New Orleans culture. But you see, I am in a category all by myself. I am the baddest fucking witch of New Orleans. That's right. Often imitated but never duplicated. What makes me the baddest? I'm an innovator. a trendsetter. Okay? There was nobody on YouTube doing curses the way that I was doing curses before I came out. There was no one who had the courage to break out of the box and say, fuck the rules. There was no one who had the courage to express their sensual, seductive, witchy side until I came out. Okay? There was no one who had the knowledge and the experiences that I have shared to help liberate you and empower you. There was nobody who was doing it like I was doing it. Now they all doing it. Okay, now they all doing it. And I'm happy to be an inspiration to so many witches and to so many people. And it is my mission to inspire, to motivate, to empower, and to heal. My creativity is uniquely my own. And you never know what to expect with me, really. And you know what I think is beautiful? I think it's really beautiful how magic can bring people together from all walks of life and all backgrounds. But you know, sadly, I've always had to deal with the issues of race. And it seems that I've also had to deal with it in the magical community. hmm I've come across some very rude people who like to put people down because of the color of their skin. You know, I was added to a very popular African conscious group, and I wasn't shown the same love that the other dark goddesses were shown. Okay? The love and the respect that the other goddesses were shown, they were praised. It was like, oh, this is beautiful, beautiful goddess, beautiful dark goddess, but I didn't get that same recognition. Okay? I saw right there what it was. you know. Now, I removed myself from the group, but I was added a second time, and I still got no recognition. I saw right there what it was. And see, that is the type of shit that needs to stop. And I will not tolerate that bullshit. That's not my cup of tea. So y'all could keep that shit. Okay? So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about why I am the way that I am. Okay? I had a hard time growing up, really. I didn't always make friends, and I know, what it is like to be judged by the color of your skin. I was judged by the color of my skin my whole life, and people have tried to hurt me just because they have been hurt by other people who have judged them for their skin. Okay? But not all people were raised that way. Not all people judge people by the color of their skin. I was not raised like that. In my household, we were not people who judged people by the color of their skin. Okay. Growing up, most times, I'm going to put the emphasis on the black because I grew up around black people. Okay. I was raised by black people. But what I'm going to say is I'm going to put the emphasis on the black. Okay. Because these were the people who I had issues with growing up. Okay. Now, if it was a black girl, okay, a black girl, and this is not anything racist, okay, because I know people try to turn shit into something else. Okay. Now, if she was envious or jealous of me, if she was darker than me, um, if she was envious or jealous, she would start rumors about me to try to get me caught up in some he say, she say bullshit, or try to get other girls to want to jump me. Or she'd start rumors saying how I was just this big hoe and I was pregnant for this one and that one. Okay, and I'm like I said, I'm putting the emphasis on black girls because it wasn't the white girls who did it to me. Now, I knew this was because of my skin color, because I felt the energy. Okay, you can feel when somebody is prejudiced of you or racist against you. Okay, and I felt this energy coming from black people, black girls, and black boys. Okay, and if there's one thing that don't lie, it is my discernment and my intuition. Now, if it was a black dude who couldn't have me or thought he couldn't have a chance with me, he would go all out of his way to make sure that everyone else thought that I was a white, slutty, dick sucking bitch. And not fit to hold the title as a strong black woman or strong black queen. As long as I let him disrespect me and as long as I did what he wanted, I was beautiful. But if I rejected him, I was discarded like trash, unworthy of respect. They didn't see the black part of me. They were blinded by envy and jealousy, hatred. My own people. These were black people, people that I grew up with, people that I grew up around. They did not accept me because of my skin color. Okay? They only saw their white oppressors. And that's real shit. And I know I'm going to lose followers for that, but I really don't care. The ones who love me and respect me, you're going to stay. And people who have a problem with what I'm saying right now, be, feel free to leave. Please. I want everybody who loves me to stay on my page, but or stay following me. But if you about that bullshit and you can go. Really. Okay, so they were so blinded by their own pain that they couldn't see the beauty. They couldn't see the beauty that was right before their eyes. Did I do anything to hurt you? No. But nonetheless, you're intimidated. Now, I've had to deal with some hateful ass black people. I've also had to deal with hateful ass white people. I always say asshole ain't got no race. So if you an asshole, you an asshole. Point blank. And sadly, asshole is a learned behavior and it is also a generational curse. It is. So if you treat me with kindness, consideration, and respect, I will return the favor to you. But if you fuck over me, then you are on my fucking shit list. And that's human fucking nature. We are predatory by instinct, and I am superior. I'm superior to all my fucking enemies. Nobody is exempt when it comes to enemies. Whatever the fuck race you are, if you are an asshole to me, fuck you. And that's my stand on that. So completely take me out, completely out of the fucking war on race and religion. It ain't my fucking fight. So let's just stick to magic and fuck all that dumb shit. Okay? Do I believe that I am superior to my enemies? You fucking right. If you expect to win a fucking battle, you better think you superior than your enemies or you will get your ass whipped. In our own conscience, in our own conscience, we find ways to justify our own actions, so that nobody is ever really wrong. We are innocent for our choices unless we choose, unless we judge ourselves to be guilty of doing wrong. Okay? Unless you think that you are guilty, you ain't guilty unless you think you're guilty. So, bottom line, if you believe that you are wrong, then you are wrong. Simple as that. And so, what happens when nobody believes that they're wrong? That's how fights get started. That's how wars are started, because nobody thinks that they are wrong. Race wars are started due to fear and hatred. Okay? And I don't know one person who would allow their enemy to come into their home and slit their fucking throat when they aren't looking, regardless of who it is. So to believe in a world that is all loving only promotes a suppression of self-hatred, because you are only embarrassing and humiliating yourself. Where is your dignity? Where is your pride and self-respect? You allow your enemies to bully and abuse you because you deceive yourselves into believing that if you show kindness to your enemies, if you kill them with kindness, you say, you think they will show the same respect back to you. But that is not a reality. That is not a reality. So this is why I believe people are predatory by nature, and we couldn't exist if we didn't prey upon each other. Okay? We have to. It's human nature. It's the battle of survival. That's what it is. Okay? We prey on each other. That's what we do. Human nature. It is also how we are all connected to each other, really. We are all one. We are everything. It is natural for enemies. Is it natural? That's what I want to say. Is it natural for enemies to do good to each other? In what fucking world? In what fucking world is it natural for enemies to do good to each other? And what is good? What is good? What is truth? What is it? Can the torn and bloody rape victim love the blood splashed jaws that have rendered her limb from limb? Can she love the motherfucker that raped her? No. Love and kindness belong to those who deserve it. I don't waste any loving energy on my enemies anymore. If I did, I wouldn't love myself. I learned this lesson countless of times of being hurt because I was a pretty poor judge of character and quality. Now, by honestly recognizing and admitting to both the hate and the love that one feels, there's no confusion. There's no confusion of one emotion over the other. You deal with your problems instead of allowing it to control your life. And there are no repressed feelings of hatred leading to emotional and physical illness, because, you see, I like to direct all of that energy where it needs to go. So in this way, I cleanse myself of all malignant and toxic emotions. And I like to deal with enemies in secret, I must say. That's right. I confront enemies when I feel it is necessary, but I prefer to deal with my enemies through spiritual and ritualized expression. It brings me joy. Only in these special cases do I believe in faking loving kindness towards enemies. You see, because a good conjurer, a good witch, a bad witch, is a good manipulator and very good at disguising her or his true feelings. And my enemies can never fool me because I have a very keen sense of discernment. and I could pick up on energies very well. They could never trick me or make me think that they love or care for me. I can tell the real from the fake. Now I want to touch on my witchy seduction video. Somebody told me that it reminded them of the movie Get Out. I guess they were trying to say that the white part of me was trying to seduce them. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you can't trust my intentions towards you, then simply don't watch my fucking channel. Don't watch my videos. Because I love souls and I am a deeply caring person. And I help everybody, regardless of what background you are, regardless of what race you are. Okay? And I've always felt torn between sides. You know, I felt like I wasn't quite black enough to be black or white enough to be white. It just seems, it seemed as if I was always forced to pick a side. Okay? I'm not going to pick a side. Okay? People I went to school with was like, hey girl, you white or black? I'm like, first of all, I'm human. And on my birth certificate, it says that I am black. Okay? I grew up in the hood. I didn't grow up around white people. And most of the schools that I went to were all black schools. I'm from the cutoff. Lower Algiers is located on the West Bank, which is an area that is predominantly black. We lived downtown later on, and when I was about 14 years old, we moved to the 7th Ward. Downtown New Orleans consists of 7th Ward, 8th Ward, and 9th Ward, which is also predominantly black. Before Hurricane Katrina it was, because now everything has changed. I also have family roots in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, and there are lots of dark-skinned and very fair-skinned people, very fair-skinned Creole people down the road in the country. That's what we say where I'm from. The country, we refer to the country as down the road. So like I said, my family is black. And on my birth certificate, it says black. My mama is a much lighter complexion than me. Yes. My mother looks like a white woman, and on her birth certificate, it says colored. I've seen my mother's birth certificate. It says colored. It says colored. So my grandmother, her mother, is a dark-skinned woman. So they looked at this black woman and what appeared to be a white baby, and they wrote colored on her document. My point for saying this is just to give you an understanding of the type of environment that I grew up, so that you can understand why I'm against race wars. Okay? Because it just don't make sense to me. Racial hatred is a learned behavior. Has there been racial injustices? Yes, countless of racial injustices. I'm grieved at them all. Yes, I am. Is it still happening? Yes, it is. Why? Power. Every Indian want to be the chief. It's all about power. Everybody want to be the baddest motherfucker. Everybody want to be superior. Whether it's race, sex, money, or politics, everybody wants power. It's all about power. Will that ever change? Hell no. Hell to the no. It will never change. Why? Why won't it ever change? Because it's human fucking nature. It's human fucking nature to want to be in control of every fucking thing. We all want power. We all want power. And nothing is wrong with wanting power. And like I said, it's a fight for survival, really. And may the best woman or man win. But you know what really gets under my skin though? It bothers me when people say shit like white people magic don't work. That is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. There are actually people out there teaching this type of shit. And I will say it again, race does not affect your magical ability. How will we heal or get anywhere if we continue to focus on old wounds of the past?